How can you repair that?
You have to, it has to be long-term actions on things, not just starting a war that affects a bunch of other places with the reach of ballistic missiles versus us. It has to be, it's getting hard out here though with everything. You fall into traps, you see it on social media, especially all the time where, whatever the given situation is, there's always just a mass labeling of everything. And, it's not to be like fucking woke and be like, we just have to love every single person. That's not what I'm saying, but like,
not love, but like, hey, travel, go there.
And what you just said is the most important thing. Separate people from their governments and judge people on an individual basis as well. Yeah. And I do my best to do that. And your advice about traveling and talking with people, that is the greatest place to start.
The best investment in the world to travel. Like if you can, just go. Yep. If you're curious about someplace, go.
Yeah,
probably maybe not in some parts of Jalisco, but like other parts, other parts you can go, man. I could recommend some spots. I had one of the most mind blowing.
I do want to get down to Mexico. I still haven't done that.
Oh, dude, let's go. Whenever you want,
fucking do it.
Whenever you want, let me know where you want to go. Mexico City, Monterrey. Go to Jalisco.
Okay.
They're fine. Tijuana for the tacos. One of my mind-blowing experiences is going to Europe. It's like I've never been there. Last year I went to Switzerland.
How was that? Mind-blowing, right?
Like for people need to get my perspective. Tijuana, where you can't flush the toilet paper in the toilet because it'll get stuck because of the tubing is all bad there. So you have to throw it in a basket next to the toilet. Nice. There's a giant river of sewer water going right through the city. Again, it's my city. I love it, but I can say that there's some parts of it that we could get better. Infrastructure is all over the fucking place. If you get shot, you go to the private hospital. Don't go to the public hospital. You don't want to go there.
The private hospital.
Yeah, you have to pay for a private hospital if you. It's bad. It's just bad. It's Mexico. But then you go to Switzerland, and the quality of everything there. The look they gave me when I walked into a convenience store and asked them where the energy drinks were. They were like, "Ew."
Why would you put that poison in your body?
Yeah, like grab some of this fucking organic yogurt that we have like 50 options of, right? I'm not saying that we should all be Europe or be Switzerland because they probably hit some Nazi gold in those hills or something. We have to be honest about that. But what was funny to me is that I spoke Spanish mostly out there, and there's a lot of Spanish speakers there. Or a lot of Europeans that speak Spanish because they have 3 or 4 languages. So I would speak English, and I would speak English, and they would be, "Are you American?" "No, I'm Mexicano." "Oh, Mexican." And they would shit talk about Americans for like a solid moment. It was like,
whoa.
But my daughter's American. Oh, I'm sorry.
Cool. No
but I'm sorry about like the anti-Americanism.
We've done that to ourselves in some ways.
For me, it was like wild to hear.
Yeah.
So like I just put that Mexican flag patch on my back, and I was treated differently. But as soon as they would come to conversation, like, "You're Mexico?" "Yeah." "Oh, you have that vecino, which is neighbor." "Yeah, what neighbor?" I got that a lot. Yeah. It's an interesting perspective. How bad the reputation of this country is globally right now, and how can you repair that? How can you repair that?
You have to. It has to be long-term actions on things. Not just starting a war that affects a bunch of other places with the reach of ballistic missiles versus us. It has to be. It's fine to negotiate and certainly make sure there's fairness in systems that maybe got out of whack, but like there's a way to do it, and there's a diplomatic way to do it. And then on the contrary, it's also like going back to Biden's administration, it's also like have people in there where clearly they actually have some decision-making ability and they're not just dead for 4 years. You know what I mean? Like we've had a full gamut of just bad optics in leadership. Yeah.
Obama wasn't a good president.
No, he wasn't.
Biden wasn't a good president.
No.
Trump, I'm waiting.
He's not a good president right now.
So, I am, again, like a parent, and then like I have a stake in this now. And again, the whole aspect of this now evolving into both the vice president and the president openly talking about ground intervention, and whatever that means. You know, people should be paying very close attention to it. And again, the democratization of warfare is in full swing.
The democratization of warfare.
Yeah. I could make a Shaheed drone in my backyard that could be flown into a substation somewhere in California, and people are going to be very upset.
That's right.
And when the crew that shows up to fix it gets shot with another one, they're going to be very upset.
That's right.
And if you do that 20 times over, no Golden Dome is going to do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Mexico is capable of doing that, but it could put that together pretty quickly, just like Ukrainians did.
Yeah.
Because they already have people that know how to do that. Because guess who they're getting their drone technology and experience from? The Ukrainians.
Right.
That's why you're seeing a lot of this shit show up in Mexico. It's not an easy fight. It's not going to be an easy fight. It's not, the fights of the past where the U.S. would show up with superior air dominance and just like level a place. And
no.
This is the new world.
You also have to be willing to take, it's fucked up to say this, but you have to be willing to take 15 to 20% wins where you used to try to go for 100% wins.
Yeah.
Because also there's never been such thing as 100% win, to be clear, but that's what people would go for. And that's what this country was built on going for forever. And it's like an improvement is much better than no movement at all. And it's not necessarily a loss. That mentality, you know, that requires some serious psychological shifts, though.
Yeah.
In leadership.
I mean, for me, a military victory for the United States is to continue its experiment. That would be the biggest military victory the United States could have. And right now, it's not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just did 3 podcasts with Richard Bell, Jared Frederick, and the great H.W. Brands, who's one of the greatest American historians to ever live, all surrounding, you know, the America's 250th and, you know, going through the history and where this experiment stands and all that. And they all have different perspectives, which is really cool. But it just makes you appreciate, you know, obviously no men of history are perfect by any stretch of the imagination. And the guys who founded this country are no different. There's mistakes they made and things I wish they did differently. But, you know, you look at the foresight they had in those initial documents, whether you start with the Declaration of Independence itself or look at the Constitution and some of the things they were able to, again, foresee in human nature and things that could go wrong. And then you look at some of the places where we have strayed away from that. You know, this is a real moment to have a look in the mirror and say, we've made it this far, but damn, we are only 250 years old. We are a young fucking country. We are still an experiment, and we better figure some of this shit out now.
I'll give you one of the biggest breakthroughs I had during my therapy that tracks with this specific thing. For the longest time, I felt pretty horrible about all the shit that I had to do. I was stuck in it, you know? I felt guilty about it. Grew up Catholic. I went through some horrible shit. I did some horrible shit. I went through alcoholism. I was pretty horrible to the people around me around that time as well. Somehow, some way, during that whole process, this beautiful girl showed up, you know, my kid. And she is loved. She's like well-liked. She's class clown. She's creative. You know, she's like Snow White. When she goes out of the house, all these birds form up because she keeps feeding them bird seed. So all these fucking birds show up when she goes out. There's no way in hell that could have happened without all the bullshit. All that's part of it. So all the statue burnings and tearing down statues, trying to change history, trying to figure out like, hey, we don't like this anymore. Let's like get rid of this shit. Like I'd say, if I could like figure something out, it would be like, hey, let's all face the fact that we did a lot of horrible shit as a country. We did some fucking Gulf of Tonkin incident, like
not great.
All this shit we did, but let's What comes next?
You can't change the past, but you can move forward and learn from what you did wrong.
Yeah. Like
Absolutely.
all that's why I say that the United States as a traumatized fucking country. We're all suffering from trauma.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button on the video. They're both a huge help. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram and X, those links are in my description below.